So these are the shades that I've been working with and create the other two looks with. So I've already used this sort of purpley tone shade you can see here. I've used this sort of bronzy tone, and today I'm going to go in with this golden tone on my eyes because that's the third look from this palette as part of doing more with the eyeshadows that we have and creating very simple looks. So this is the set of colours that we've been working with where I've created multiple looks. These are my sleek shadows. If you have not seen the previous videos on my TikTok, this is the third look I'm creating from this pan of 6. I had these 3 matte shades. I did have this one originally, but it cracked on me, so I picked another shade which ended up being this one. So we've done a look with this purplish tone shade. I've done a look with this more bronzy tone, and then today we're going to be doing a look using this golden tone. And all of the looks that I've created using these palettes, this shades so far, have actually been just near enough 2 shadows, tops 3 if I've added in like a shade like this bone color that basically disappears on me, so it's a good color for me to just use as a shading shade. So it's actually been really nice to use this and see actually how simple it is to create a eyeshadow look, and that it does not need to be complicated. So let's get into it. To begin with, I am going to start with just taking the brownish shade and running it all over the eyelid, I think, today. Now I actually haven't put a base down today, so I'm not sure if I want to, because I wanted to see, again, I'm kind of testing these to see how they perform with and without bases, because the base will actually make the eyeshadow pop a little bit more. I do have naturally pigmented eyes because I'm an Asian Indian, so we do have natural pigment. So if you do have natural pigment, you can go in with a base if you want, just to sort of cancel out that and make the eyeshadows pop, or you can just go in directly as well. I find both works. It kind of just depends on the vibe that you're going for. So I've just put that all over my lid, so it's very soft, nothing drastic, and that's the genius of some of the looks that I've created, that actually they're quite soft, very easy to complete and do. So these can be really simple looks that you can wear to any occasions, just to feel a little bit more glammed up, but it not take you hours and hours or ages to do like a 10-step eyeshadow look. And that's like the greatness of it. So I'm gonna then, with the same brush, take this gold shade. I don't know if I want it more sort of vibrant, which is why I'm just taking the fluffy brush, because I wanted to see, do I just like it with the fluffy brush, or do I want a little bit more? And I am actually just taking this all over so that it goes a little bit into the crease, so that you can see the color all the way up. And that is quite nice. It's very soft. I've gone a bit too much in the middle here, so I will blend that out. So I'm just gonna rub off any excess because I want to use the same brush. I'm going to take the bone shade color, so just go with the color that's close to your skin tone for this step, and I'm just going to buff around the edges to tone that down, because I feel like the shimmer just sat a bit too heavy there. Well, not the way I wanted it anyway. And I'm going to do the same on this side, just to make sure everything's blended on the edges and that it looks as even to me as possible. So that's quite nice like that. I am just gonna take my finger on that gold shade and just tap it in the middle, just to add a touch more vibrancy just in the center there. And you can see the difference just putting that in the center has made in just sort of bringing out a little bit more gold, a little bit more drawn. When you're looking at your shadows and you're creating the looks, have a look at sort of what it looks like from further away, what it looks like in the mirror to you. Do you feel like you need a little bit more? And touch it up and add a bit as you go along. Don't feel like you have to commit straight away. Do a little bit at a time, so that it's easier to add product. Like I always say, it's easier to add product than it is to take away product. So with any aspect of makeup, I always say start off with less and then work your way up to having more. Now what I am going to do, because I feel like it needs a little bit more, is I'm just going to go in and line my inner lash line with a brown pencil. Don't get freaked out by what I'm doing. And I am doing it like that so that I get it on the top and the bottom, because I want the definition on both. And then I'm just going to take it a little bit more here because I want it to just show a little bit more there. And you can see that's already made a difference to give the look a little bit more depth. And so that's added just a touch more. What I do think I want to do is just add a little bit just to the outside here, not all the way across because I don't want actually a full liner. I'm thinking just put a little bit just there. Oh, I think I went too far. And then I'm going to take like a pencil brush, and I'm going to take that sort of brownish shade that we used all over the eye, and I'm going to use that to gently buff and soften and spread the colour a bit across the lid. I am going to take a little bit more because I did put too much, so now I just need to buff it a bit more than I intended to. And you can softly drag it to the outer edge if you want it to sort of give you, like, if you want to create a winged effect, you can slowly drag it out. I'm not really going for that. I don't really want that, so I'm just going to add the definition to the very outer corner and use the brown to just blend and go. Just replicate it on this eye. And to do this step, you do want a slightly creamier eye pencil so that you can blend it and smudge it. If it's too hard, it will make it harder for you to blend and smudge the pencil to give you the effect that you're trying to go for. So just keep that in mind when you do this step with your makeup. Yeah, so you can see how much definition that's added just to the eyes, and you can see how much it changes the look. Just adding that touch of liner just to add a slight bit more depth on the edge in comparison to what we started off with. And then at this stage, if you feel like you want to add more depth, you can do. I'm actually going to stop there because I think that's deep enough because I don't want it too dramatic. And then if you want to go in and add more shadow at this point, if you think it needs more shadow the look, you can go in and add more shadow. If you feel like it needs anything else, I am going to put a touch of highlighter just there. I'm going to take this goldish tone, a soft gold this one is. This is the Makeup Geek highlighter palette that I've got from years ago. And I'm just going to brush it with a fluffy brush because I want a light dusting, not a heavy dusting of colour here, although these are immensely pigmented. As you can see how they're actually very pigmented. I forgot how pigmented this is. Not used it in a while. I'm just going to take a little bit here just to blend it so that everything is sort of seamless with the base. And that's literally all I'm going to do. And then you can, if you feel like, oh, the highlighter was too much, just take that same brush and just very softly blend it so that it merges the two colours, softens it down for you a bit. You can do this with a powder as well. I can just sort of use the powder to soften any look. And then that's the eye look done. So this is the finished look. You can see it's a very soft gold look. Not huge amount of eyeshadow work, just using that goldish shade and that brownish shade with a bit of the brown liner on the outer edge just there, buffed out with that brown. So it's a very soft look, but it's a very nice look. So if you don't want to wear, like, say, too much glam for an event that you're going to or anything that you're going to, this is a great way to just have a softer look, have a little bit of something more in there without it just being, say, a matte shadow look, and go for it from there. So I've created now 3 looks using these 6 shadows from my Sleek palette. These are depotted ones that I've bought from years ago, and I just don't reach for them very often. So this has been actually a really good experiment to start off with, because it's been very easy to actually create the shadows with this. I was thinking it might be a bit difficult, but actually it's been quite simple too. I have on a couple of occasions mixed some of these shimmers together as well, and that's actually worked out really nice, sort of putting them both on the lid. And that's worked out really lovely as well. So sometimes it's okay to mix your shimmers, just experiment and see what you like. These have been very simple to work with because they're very basic shades when it comes to eyeshadows. So it's actually been quite good. This look did come out nice. I did enjoy this sort of peachy tone, but it's a shame this one broke. I do have other peachy shadows, so it's not a big deal. But that was very nice to use as well. Like with this and the purple, it came out really, really nice, that look. I really enjoyed the way that look came out. So of the 3 looks that I created, I think that one was my favorite. This one helped created a bit of a cooler toned look when I applied it with the colors that I had. But there's not a lot of warmth in the mattes that I've got here, so that's why I think excuse me, that the colors came out a little bit cooler. So that's something to bear in mind. So if you want to recreate any of these looks, you can just use something a little bit warmer based on the eyeshadow colors that you have to what I'm using here. But yeah, but it was actually really fun. I have got the next set. I've done a roulette for the next look, and the palette that came out this time was this Too Faced Naturalized palette. Now I do enjoy this palette. I do use this quite often when I get dressed to go out because it's very easy to use. You've got some really nice beautiful shades in here, so I'm not picking certain shades like I did that one, because there's only 369 shades in here. So I'm just going to create looks using all of this and see what comes out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you the looks from this. So that'll be the next palette that I'm going to be creating some looks out of. Let me know if you've got this palette, if you've used this palette, is this a favorite? I don't even know if you can still get this palette anymore. I bought this years ago, but I don't even know if it's on sale still. So yeah, look forward to that. That'll be coming up in my next video, how to create some looks with this palette as well.